Hey everyone, you guys are listening to WTSN TV Going Solo Network. We are the #1 internet singles talk network, and welcome to the Boy and Girl Things show. I am Cece Schatz, and I have my good friends here with me.
And I'm Kathy Lamb. Hello.
And I'm Derek Bernard. How are you doing this evening?
It's great to have you with us. So you guys know that we're on goingsolomedia.com. That's our website. So I'm going to remove the banner so that you guys can see me.
There you are.
Here I am.
Yes.
So what's up with you guys?
Let's see.
What's going on with that,
Yeah, we have
Kathy?
a finger problem.
They call it trigger finger.
Trigger finger. Oh my.
Not that kind of trigger.
Even though it's the middle finger.
Well, I'm looking at the finger. I mean, you know, it's a peculiar finger.
Well, obviously, she must give the finger to people. When you were younger, you must have gave the finger a lot because it was your trigger finger.
I'm not really a finger person.
That's funny. That is absolutely funny. Well, anyone out there, if you're listening, we love to hear from you. So we're going to put this up. Please enjoy, like, share, and comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would love for you to do that. So let's get on with our topic tonight, which is modern tips for the mature dater. So I like that, the mature dater, not the old dater, the senior dater.
We are more mature for sure.
Yeah.
We are mature and wise.
Are we? Are we wise?
We are. Most of us are wise. Some of us never learn. Some of us
I know. Sometimes we're repeaters, right? We're like repeaters. Yeah.
Just can't help ourselves sometimes. We are who we are.
Right.
Well, we came up with this great article. It's called Modern Tips for the Mature Dater, First Date Advice to Help You Secure a Second Date. So that's the goal. When you guys are out there on the dating sites, you know, your goal is to really get that date. #1, if you're on the online, you want to, you know, talk and chat, get them on the phone, make a connection, get on the first date, then the first date to the second date, third date. It's just, you know, it just follows suit. And you have to have some sort of goal in mind that you want to achieve, right?
Right. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
That goal is to go on to the second date and eventually get a relationship going. If you
Right, that's how you build a relationship. Absolutely. Well, let's talk about the #1 thing they said, the rule, respond proportionately. So what would you say about that? Those of you that read the article.
Go ahead, Kathy. I'm sorry.
It's kind of like, you know, if he's talking about something, you don't go off on something else, you know, as if you didn't even hear what he was talking about. You know, you stay into the conversation, you know, proportionately. You know, you converse about whatever he's talking about, and then you can move on.
Right. And it's not really like an interview, right, Derek? You don't really.
No, absolutely not. I mean, and, you know, when you're responding proportionally, I mean, you know, some people get kind of self-absorbed. So they want to do all the talking. So you might, opposite member might, you know, see something that is 1 or 2 sentences and you go on with 20 sentences about yourself or whatever. You know, so it's responding proportionally is keeping the conversation, to me, in perspective and keeping it where it is. You know, you don't necessarily want to go running off and straying away with too much.
And you don't want to make it all about you, and you know, you're just sitting there, you know, rambling about yourself, and you know, so the other person doesn't have a chance to put a word in edgewise.
Yeah. And that's very important. It's very important because if you say too little, you can seem, according to the author, and that's true, you know, that you are really not into the conversation or into the person. And if you say too much, you can become long and boring. So you have to kind of keep it in perspective.
I've been on meetings where, the guy was rambling and rambling to the point where I wasn't even hearing him anymore. I was just like waiting for him to stop so that we could move on to a different conversation, or I could say something, because it has been that way where I couldn't even get a word in edgewise. And I go,
Right.
Or they go on and on, and then you go, oh, you stopped.
They didn't even read that I was trying to get into the conversation. They couldn't see that I was trying to say something, so.
And that could be so awkward.
Yeah.
It could be awkward. So, that's good advice.
Well, for me, I'm a talker, right? So it's kind of easier for me, I think, to have a conversation with someone because you just want to stay in the present. You really don't want to me, when you're on that first date, you really want to get to know the person and what they're like and what their interests are and things like that. So to stay within the present is really a good thing. You don't want to go to where their exes are, their past relationships, things like that. It's not the time to really get into those kind of issues. So you want to stay present and interested, and you want to be interesting. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So you want to participate in the conversation. So it's supposed to be, it's like friends getting together, talking. You want to
just chatting and having a casual conversation to me is very important on a first date. It's, you don't want to appear to be probing too much, but at the same time you can ask questions.
You just want to know the personalities, you don't want to know all the background stuff. You just want to know the personality first.
Yeah, you're looking at personality. You're looking at what is this person made of, kind of thing. And you have a conversation that would kind of elucidate the responses that you're looking to get.
Yeah. I mean, playful. I think really you want to be, you want to be interested. You want to be playful when you're talking, so you can you smile a lot and you have, laughs in between things. You share experiences, things like that. We'll go on with talking about some of those things, but I think it's important. The other thing is, really the guy at that time, the guy is really checking you out, right? And us women, we're checking you out too. We're checking the guys out. So the first date is really a checkout. You want to see, number one.
Susie, what are you checking out when you're checking them out?
Number one, seeing if I'm attracted to them.
Okay.
I'm seeing, to me, it's more than just their physique. It's their body language and how comfortable they are, and how kind can they be. How generous can they be? And so, we get nervous. We all get nervous and maybe talk a little bit too much or whatever, but someone that's generally kind will make sure that you are participating in the conversation. You are happy with whatever your drink is or wherever you're sitting, or is the sun shining in your face, and, that kind of stuff. So you can see different things. So you're really gauging a lot of stuff's going on. Your antennas are up, both of individuals. And so you're just really trying to see if this person is going to be someone that you might want to consider for the next date. And so it's a very interesting and important time.
Like a friend of mine likes to say, that's his meet and greet time. It's like you meet, you greet, you kind of get a feel for what this person is or who this person is, what kind of personality and all that kind of stuff. And then you can either go from there or not go from there.
Absolutely.
It's like you're actually kind of feeling the person out. Like that first round in a boxing match, feeling your person out.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, let's see what the next thing in the article says. Don't pay her the same tacky compliments everyone else has.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, Derek? I thought that was quite interesting.
Well, that's very, very important because, I have made a point. I hardly ever compliment women in the way they look, or something physical about themselves because, to me, you would have heard it 1,000 times. you know, you know, if you want to get someone's attention, to me, that's the wrong way to go. You know, so I normally look for a personality trait, or it might just be a hairstyle that looks really fantastic or something. I might comment on that, but I try to leave out physical attributes, you know, and stay away from that. I more or less look for a personality thing, you know, maybe that person's the way they speak, or you know, the way their intelligence, or something that to me, some other thing that's outstanding that it wouldn't be normally complimented on, because it gets tired, you know, it gets tired. You know, I mean, and I've experienced that. I mean, you know, like at one point in my life, I got so fed up. Everybody was telling me about my voice, you know. And
you do have a good voice.
well, thank you. But I remember one guy one night telling me, "Man, I wish I had a voice like yours." And I told him, and I said, "What the hell would you do with it?" And he didn't have an answer, you know. But so, you know, people get tired hearing the same things. Mm-hmm. So look for something else.
Well, I think to women, when we're on that first date, I mean, obviously you saw something in our profile or whatever to ask us out, or if you've seen us and you've asked us out. So, I mean, to go to the physical aspect of it, sometimes it's a little uncomfortable, makes us uncomfortable.
Right.
Now, Kathy, what do you think? Like, I've had people say, "Oh, you're quick to laugh," or you've got a great smile," or something like that. I don't mind that so much, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, or you're interesting, or when they find out about what you do.
I like to hear that they enjoy the conversation with me. Yeah, and I've heard that a lot, but that's when I like to hear, because I want to know that they enjoy having a conversation with me. And, and if they didn't like it, then they'd say, "God, what a terrible." But yeah, maybe towards the end, you know, they can compliment you on how you look and stuff like that. But then, you know, the men, do you like to have the, you know, feedback on, you know, compliments?
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Johnny. We didn't say hey, Johnny.
Hey,
So we do have an announcement, a little announcement here, everyone. We're going to have Johnny and Mark on our show in October 8th, I believe it is. So that's going to be fun. So yeah.
Nice.
So it's going to be fun to have them on. And then anyone else who want to join us, we can send you a link. You can come right into the studio and join us here on the platform. So just let me know. Go to Going Solo Network at gmail.com. Drop me a line and let me know you'd like to join us, be a guest or whatever, and we'll try to make it happen for you. So so that will be interesting to have these two guys on board here on the platform.
The guys that are always putting their 2 cents in, they get to be live.
So move over, Derek.
Hey. Oh man, I tell you.
It'll be interesting. It'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
That'll be fun.
The article went on to say, because we did talk about it a little bit, tell her 3 things that you really like about her. And it went on to say that everyone likes to be thought they're attractive. There's nothing wrong with telling her that.
Right.
Crass. Maybe she looks classy or sophisticated. Maybe she has a great smile, your perfume. Maybe she smells nice. Whatever. Yeah.
Well, you know, they're all about her clothes. You know, the choice of clothes might be really nice. You know, this dress might be a really elegant dress or something.
Say that you appreciate
the day before his birthday. We'll celebrate your birthday. We'll celebrate your birthday. So to me, the thing is, what they're trying to say in this article really is to make the other person feel comfortable, right?
Yeah.
To make them feel important, that they're worthy of this opportunity to meet each other. And I don't think it's just for I mean, this is my opinion, but I don't think it's just for the guys with the women. I think the women need to do it with the man too. Let him know that, hey, he's taken some time out of his day. He wants to spend some time with you, and we need to be appreciative of that and show interest. I mean, so often we think we want to go on these dates and we don't show any interest. It's like, why do you want to?
Well, I appreciate a man that'll dress nice on a meeting, and meeting, and if they dress nice, I normally let them know, that, hey, you look really nice,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel about people saying stuff like that to you, Jack?
I mean, that's cool. I mean, I think that men take compliments a little easier than women because, there's a whole specter these days, and it wasn't always like that, of this whole sexual harassment thing. And some men can really give inappropriate compliments. But I think that men being complimented by women is an easier road than men actually complimenting women. These days, one has to know how to be politically correct and so on, and how to fit in with the times, and all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't seem as though you're crossing a barrier that, the woman might not be ready for you to cross. So I think it's a different set of considerations for men and women.
So what kind of compliments does a man like to hear?
I mean, it could be anything. I mean, a man, it could be anything. It could be it could be about his ability to have a good conversation. It could be, about the clothes or how he carries himself or how he looks. I mean, it's men can take compliments.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think they like them because you've got to remember, a woman will get a compliment from a guy. We'll get compliments from our girlfriends. We'll get compliments from our family members. We get all of this, and guys generally don't get compliments.
And that's the thing, people don't compliment guys a whole lot. So, compliments bounce off of guys or something, but.
Yeah, so I think it's important for us women to do that, especially if we do like them. If we find that we do like them, I think a compliment is important. Let's go on to our, I hate to miss it. So Johnny says, what happens when you run out of things to say and you're on the wrong days? You need to end it and move on because, being complimented by a woman is very rare, which is a shame that you think that because it shouldn't be. So this is why we're on the show tonight, to let women know they need to do that. Anything is a compliment. I don't know.
Anything is a compliment? What do you mean by that?
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Well, it's like that statement, all publicity is good publicity. So.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty easy to compliment a guy, because generally when you meet each other the first time, you I know for me, I kind of hug a little bit or get kind of close a little bit so you can smell them. If they smell good, wow, they smell great.
You deliver the smell test.
Yeah, so you just do some of those kind of things. And then usually their shirt or, it is. But I also think it needs to be genuine. Needs to be authentic,
You know what she's doing. She's smelling you.
Smelling you. Well, your smell's important.
It really is.
Have you ever been with anybody that they smell terrible and then you thought, oh boy, I don't want to.
Yeah, I've been attracted to,
smell is really, really important.
Can't do this.
I have, some women have been around me with some perfumes, and I'm saying, oh my God.
So some women wear the perfume so bad you can taste it.
Clashes with their body chemistry or something. So what is important to know what kind of, colognes or perfumes to wear and so on to suit yourself. All those things are important.
And that's true because I just changed my perfume from one I've been wearing forever, and I just changed mine, and I have no idea if it smells good or not.
I have one special perfume. I'm sorry, Susie.
What is it that you wear? What is
I can't tell you because then everybody will get it, and then then it won't be so special anymore.
I'll have to find
But
out.
every time I wear it, though, I always get the compliment that I smell
You
good.
get it going easy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have not been getting any compliments at all.
I'll
With the
share
new-
My other ones that I
share it
work
to
with
you. I'll share it
Pardon?
to you. I'll share it to you when we go on vacation.
Okay.
With
Yeah.
a new perfume, no
Bring it. Maybe
compliment.
I'll try it and see. But none. I got no compliments. I mean, people would say all to me all the time, but now I get nothing. So I'm thinking, I don't think this perfume, and it's very expensive, this perfume I bought. So
Yeah.
really expensive. I thought I would treat myself, but now I'm thinking maybe I need to give it as a gift. All right, so let's go on here. It says, let's see if I missed this one. Anything nice would be a compliment, which is missing you, right? Which is missing you. Oh, that's nice. You say missing you. That's a nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Hey, Mark, I have some route for you. I don't know. He talked into his phone. Oh, Brute.
Brute.
That's what he wears, Brute. Not
Brute.
Old Spice. Not Old Spice, right, Brute? No
Brute.
Brute. No Brute.
No Brute for Mark. Canoe.
Like in the boat. He's like going in a boat. Yeah. So anyway. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, so let's go on back to the article. This one says, be prepared and come with 4 good questions.
Yes.
What do you think about this? Having questions in advance, so you're a little bit prepared. Now you've read her profile, so you know a little bit about her. You probably have talked to her a little bit, right, Derek? You've talked to her a little bit.
Right.
She's piqued your interest, so you've decided that you're going to meet in person. So do you, in your mind's mind, have some questions that you think that you might like to ask her?
I'm a kind of spontaneous person.
Just wing it. You just
Well,
wing it.
Because it depends on the situation. I'm going to come with a question. I mean, it's like it depends on how the conversation goes. There are a number of things. So I would never walk with a prepared question because I'm not going there to prepare to conduct an interview, right?
Well, if you're a nervous kind of person and you haven't done this before and you're not sure what to expect, I think it's a good idea to have something like that on hand.
That is true. I mean, considering that is true, you might be that type of person. You might be a little nervous. You might be a little uncomfortable in strange situations. Yeah, then you could probably have something in mind.
Getting into the uncomfortable silence. Yeah, get those questions out.
But then again, the question to me is also a question of timing and perspective. You don't want to just pop a question and it's totally out of character of what is happening around you. And that is the danger of having prepared questions. You have to also be prepared to work those questions into the conversation you're having with the person.
Well, I mean, there's no rule that says that you can't pull these questions out of your purse and say, "Hey, look."
I can imagine you going into your handbag and pulling out a little card and saying, "You know what? I have some questions."
No, you can do it in a fun way. Just say, "Hey, look, I'm new at this, and I'm going to ask you one of these questions." How about that?
That's right.
You can always find a fun and interesting way to do it. I mean,
I think that's true. Well, I think if you're kind of shy and you're nervous, it's good to kind of maybe think about it a little bit in advance to have them ready. So we don't want to shoot the author of this article, but it is good to be spontaneous. It is good to really be interested in the moment, live in the moment. And, so let's see what they're saying. Definitely have questions ready, and when they run out of them, oh no. Mark, I think that it's overthinking. Just let the conversation go, and I think flow.
I agree, man. Go with the flow.
I really don't think that you should have to worry about running out of things to say, because if you do and it gets uncomfortable, that's either, okay, let's, it's time to go. Not that you don't like the person, but to say, okay, our time's up. And then you can talk later about other things that you thought about after you left each other. Or, I don't know, you just say, hey, this isn't going very well.
Leave.
I have been on dates and even with friends where, we're talking so much that you start seeing the waiters or whatever, they're sweeping the floor around you, and they're trying to close the place, and you're still there talking, But
yeah, normally I'm at least 2 hours into a meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Says, check, please. Yeah.
I mean, if there's no chemistry, you're probably not going to have very much to talk about.
One thing I'll say with questions as well is that if you're going to ask questions, try and ask open-ended questions. Mm-hmm. You don't want to ask a question that will elucidate a yes or no answer. You want to get that person talking, and the more they talk, is the more they reveal about themselves and so on. So ask, more open-ended type of questions.
Right, because that's a conversation, right? You want to have a conversation.
Create conversation, and create some spontaneity if you didn't have it going for yourself. So
yeah.
Yes, Mark, absolutely.
It doesn't even have to be chemistry. It could be just like, okay, if this is a person that I'd like to know, even though there might not be an attraction, there could be an attraction as far as the personality goes.
Right.
Romantic.
Yeah, because you could just be friends. Okay, the article goes on to say, now this is what I thought was a little strange because I didn't know about this. Come prepared with 5 stories.
No.
Like I mean, who does that? Stories.
Stories. Well, what are you going to tell him? Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill went up the hill. Oh,
Feel the water. Humpty, Red Riding Hood.
What they're trying to say is be prepared. From what I take away from the article is be prepared to share a bit of yourself. And be prepared to share some maybe funny things that might have happened to you in your life, or maybe somebody that this happened to them or whatever, and you can interject that flow into the conversation so you can keep the conversation going. Like you have a conversation about something, you say, I had a friend that did whatever, and you could put that in, but to have those stories ready in advance, I think that's a little.
I mean, look, if you're speaking about modern tips for mature dater, if you're mature, I'm thinking maturity, you're speaking of people over 40, into the 50s, probably into the 60s and so on. And if by that time in your life, you don't have enough experiences to just talk and tell stories or about yourself or whatever, then you haven't lived. Whatever you see here should come out of your life experience.
Well, through a let's say a 2-hour conversation, I'm sure stories are going to come out, but like it says up here, keep negative stories out, and don't talk about the ex, stories about your ex and stuff, bad relationships and all of that kind of stuff. Just positive things that happened in your life. If the conversation reminds you of something that you want to tell the story, yeah.
Well, I make it a point never to talk about any ex that I've ever had. They're ex for a reason, right? I mean, you're ex, you're an ex. Mm-hmm. And I don't see it necessary to talk about my exes. Life could be a lot more interesting than that. I mean, I'm not saying I never reference an experience I would have had with an ex, but I don't want to talk about them. And I'm not really interested in hearing about their exes either.
Yeah.
Well, at this meeting, it's like your first meeting. And so you're trying to build a relationship with that person. And so you want to focus on each other, focus on what's present, what's happening today, what makes them tick. You want to be uplifting, and you want to really go away from that first conversation.
Right.
You want to be, you want to say like, yeah, I want to see that person again. I can't wait to see that person again. And that's by sharing a piece of yourself. And And if your stories are part of that, but you want to keep it light and fun. So Mark goes on to say, what's this? Back in the day, Derek and I were, what's up with that, Derek?
I don't know.
Back in the day.
Mark will have to.
Sorry, Mark.
Hey, Mark, I don't know what's going on with you and Mark. We'll have to get down to that. Okay, stay tuned. Johnny says, a woman has got to take on the conversation. As I said before, it's a two-way street. That's what keeps it going.
Absolutely.
I don't know about that. I don't think she's got to take on. It's not her responsibility to keep the conversation going. What do you think?
Well, I think that, if he's having a problem getting her to converse, then maybe he needs to try a different way of conversing with her to get her talking, or maybe she's not interested, and you can just say, hey, if you're not interested, in carrying on a conversation, we can end this, right now, so you don't have to. I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to waste mine. But you don't want to, and you don't want to really say it like that because, she could be interested, and she's just not, getting that momentum yet, to she's not feeling interested in what you're saying yet, maybe.
Right. I mean, there are different things that you can do to, create conversation. I mean, sometimes that's why to me, sometimes a movie is a good thing, because sometimes you end up speaking about a movie and that leads to other things, and you get a little comfortable with the person in that setting. Or it could be a show or something. I mean, but people should be able to create conversations, just being with each other. So much to talk about these days.
Yeah, I went on to say you can take some of her conversation and continue with something that you found in it, what she said, and that's true. That's what you do want to do, is take her conversation and continue on. Mark said it's a story, and then he goes, I sense the friend coming in the conversation. Okay, but yeah. We don't know who that friend is, but yeah, so we'll see. But here's the thing, for me, my takeaway from this is that if you can't have a good flow of conversation, if it's forced, you're not the right match. It shouldn't be forced. If you think it might be because of nerves or something like that, that you're not, on your best, that kind of thing, then that's okay. And you can say, hey, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about meeting you today. And guy is going to be okay about that if you let him know you're a little nervous about it. Because guys are fixers. They want to solve the problem. And so if you're saying, gosh, I don't realize, I just didn't realize I was so nervous meeting you, he's going to want to put you at ease. He's going to try to do something to put you at ease. And so the big thing is that this is all about, seeing if you guys are going to blend, if there's an interest there. And if there isn't an interest there, then you can just be kind about it. And you don't even have to say it at that meeting that, hey, this didn't work for me. You can go home and then say it.
You didn't have to, I mean, there are different ways to express that. Some people don't return calls. I think that's not a good way. You can.
No, that's not a good way, Derek.
Some people just have no interest in, they didn't express an interest in having another night out or evening out or whatever. I think that
a chance, which I think is really good.
Right.
Leroy Stanley, one of my high school friends.
One of your high school buddies? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so watching the show. That's nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and so by not talking can cause a bed meeting.
Yeah. Bed meeting. Well, I mean, if you're not talking, Johnny, what is Johnny trying to get at you?
You ain't gonna get in the bed if you can't have a conversation.
If you're not talking, it's time.
Oh, he's saying bad. Nope, you ain't going there if you can't. You gotta go.
Oh my, I tell you.
That makes me blush, actually.
I was like, you guys know what a bed is? I know. I never heard of that one.
What was that?
Yeah, I know it was a typo, but I just decided to.
So she's not talking, hey, let's go to bed.
You're not talking, you probably want to do something else, right? So,
he uses Surrey. Oh, yeah, it's funny. He goes, oh, boy. Yeah, that was a good laugh. So, yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's, our first date is very important because it's really the stepping stone of the step off to a fantastic relationship. So just want to enjoy it and make the most of it. And, yeah.
If it was awkward the first time, you can give it a second chance, and if the other person's willing.
Let's think that you never get a second chance to make a first impression. It goes with dating as well.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If your first meeting, if you're just doing something where all you're doing is conversing, that is a little bit difficult. But if you're doing something to where maybe there's some scenery around, like you went to a restaurant, like here we're from Florida, so you can go to a restaurant that's by the water or something like that. That'll give you more things to talk about, something that's happening. So, but if you're just meeting in a place where that's it, you're just going to have a conversation, that does become a little bit tough.
It does. It could be. I mean, especially if you're meeting someone who is not a conversationalist or who is a little shy or a little, introvert or whatever.
Some of it depends on where you're actually meeting too. I know some people like to meet at Starbucks or Panera and stuff like that. I really don't like those places because when you're meeting somebody for the first time, everybody around you can hear your conversation and they're like,
yeah.
I don't want everybody to hear what I'm talking about. I don't want everybody to know that I'm meeting this person for the first time, because they're probably in the background laughing,
Oh, my.
That is true. And then they look at you and it's like, oh. At her age, she's out here doing that.
Somebody said, oh, they just met, look, whatever. Oh, second time, look how they're holding hands. It's a little.
They even have a name for people that they spot doing that.
Yeah. I always, I'm a people, I like to look at people and observe people, so I pick up on those things and sometimes I have a little chuckle to myself because you see the awkwardness of it or whatever. But I mean, you're doing your thing. You can't really think about anybody else.
Yeah.
You have your purpose, and you live your purpose.
Have you seen those shows, where she's coming in and dating, she's going into the same place all the time, and so the people are starting to know her. She's going in, it's like, no, that's not gonna work,
Oh, gee, another one?
Oh, yeah, they're going to see you next week. That's funny.
Are you guys watching The Love Island? This is a change of subject since we covered the thing. Have you guys watching The Love Island?
No.
Oh, I find that show so interesting.
They're
young. I mean, these women are gorgeous. The men are gorgeous. But they're young and they're going on this. It's like an island, but they put him actually in the top of a
reality show.
Pardon?
A reality show kind of thing.
It's like a reality show. And so what they do is they have to couple, right? And so it's very interesting because like someone will if you don't couple, then they leave the island and then new people come on. Like two new girls, the guys are like, their heads are spinning around, Are they going to stay with the girl they're with? Or are they going to...
I think I've seen that a few times.
Season, two of them, I think, have actually fallen in love. I think this season.
And when they break up, they do this breakup thing and they start crying and all of this stuff. I know, they've only known each other for 2 weeks?
For 2 weeks?
I think as I'm talking, it's the same show that you're talking about. I'm not sure.
No, they don't, because they know that when they go into this environment, they're there to meet someone and
Yeah.
hopefully fall in love. And so maybe they were with someone and it didn't quite work out, and then they go with someone else. I think the biggest fear is that they're worried they're going to get kicked off the island. You know, if they don't actually couple up with someone, then they could possibly get kicked off if you're the lone man out, right? So, but I find it interesting to watch the relationships and watch how the relationships build, and how, you know, like some of the guys have been quite reserved on really getting close, but then they did, and they've made a really fantastic relationship. I just think it's very interesting to see. And then what's really weird is that they have to couple up, right? So they have to choose the person they want, and then they sleep with them. And it doesn't necessarily mean that anything is happening, but they will sleep, and they sleep all in a great big room, and they have all these beds, and they sleep together. And that's kind of interesting too, to see that. But it's a different format, but very, very interesting. So what are you guys saying about this, though? Let's see. Hey, so Johnny's saying he's going to Starbucks and so he can watch and find out what you do, Kathy.
I don't go to Starbucks.
And then he said he tried, but he was stranded. Okay. Okay. I watched 90 Day Fiance. I watched that one too. I watch all these relationship shows.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, whoever they kick off the island, I will take her. I tell you, gorgeous women. You don't know why they would be.
So you'll take
They're young. They're young. We were all gorgeous at one time. I mean,
yes, we were.
Yeah. So I mean, they were not bad for too desperate. We're not bad for our age, but
We're not bad for our age at all. I don't think
we're not bad for our age, right, Derek?
Not at all. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And you all have very nice personalities, gorgeous personalities.
Wow. See, that's
Let me
what
tell
it's
you
good
that.
to stay on a date, you know, on this first date. That's what you're good,
I think
Derek.
that's kind of a kiss of death when the guy says, well, you've got a good personality.
Well, I can say that on the show because I've gotten to know you all for over a period of time. But
we give you a hard time. We love you. We do. Welcome. Oh yeah. So, okay. Now here they're going now because they're really going on this now. Said I was good looking.
Oh my God.
Gorgeous. We're still gorgeous. We were fishing for that compliment, right? We were fishing for that. I didn't see that coming, Derek.
Oh my God.
We're going to have to close the show. I hope you guys enjoyed this one about modern tips for the mature dater. And so any last words? You guys want to close out the show? Kathy, any last words?
Didn't they say something about making somebody say something when they don't want to?
I know. Kathy doesn't like it when I put you on the spot. That's okay. All right, Derek, you can tell us.
Well, I know. I'll come back to the same mantra: communications, 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 and
It's famous word.
let me say, this is titled, tips for mature dater. These tips are ready for anybody going on a date. Whether mature, whether very young, it's good advice for anybody. But just communicate effectively, and that's where will probably get you a second date.
Maybe if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
we can at least communicate a little bit. At least we've got that down a little bit. So take care, Stanley. Take care. So already it's that time again. We have to come up with like a little song. You know how I always think about Carol Burnett when she used to sing that little song, do her ear. So yeah, Kathy. Okay, you want to do our little song, ending song? So
we should make up our own.
Hey, Kathy, you sound like you can sing.
Yeah, we'll put you the singer. I'm not a very good
I
singer.
have to get my microphone. That's not my microphone.
Yeah, well, I have to be like two sheets to the wind before I start singing. And
Oh my.
I mean, I'll sing, but I'm just not going to sing on the air. I would have to be drunk to do that.
Ever since I started doing
Bye
karaoke.
bye. See you, Johnny.
We better close the show. All right,
Okay.
everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, mark your calendars for October 8th.
October the 8th.
Mark on. Anybody else? Stanley, if you want to come on, we'd love to have you. We're going to try to see if we can twist Ken's arm and get him to come on. And any ladies, we need some ladies. I think we can have up to, I think they said 10. I haven't tried it.
10 people?
Yeah, I think they said we can have 10 up here. We'd be little squares. I don't know how it works. So it'd be interesting to try it out. I wouldn't mind doing that. That would be fun. So anyhow, bye everybody.
Okay, see you all next week. No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yes.
The Chicks Passions shows on next week.
I see. Yes. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.